everyone, welcome back again to another stream, another race from Indian Racing Community Esports. It is I, the community lovable Washington Nirma, accompanied by Danish and Mr. G in the comms box. Now, today is gonna be Imola on the Italian track. To be honest, I haven't bought this DLC because, expensive. But, Danish, what do you think about this track?
I mean, it's Imola, right? So it's a legendary track in itself, and it's very fun track. Wheel to wheel racing, I would say it's not that easy on this track, but if you ask me like for one single lap or just driving, quali laps, this track is really amazing. It's really fun for the drivers. We might see like quite a lot of overtakes here, but yep, this track is quite difficult to overtake.
Unfortunately, we skipped a big chunk of qualifying, but if you look at the timesheets, Davlish Singh obviously leading the pack with not so much soon 5,000th of a second behind him,
Oh,
followed by Sai
that's so
Prithvi,
close.
with that beautiful 420 behind Davlish, followed by Rishabh, Jackster, Noom, Worship the Panda, UT Cool Guy, 8 Cylinders, Manipuri, Shrock, Aladdin, Couple Ace, KC66, Raja, Helium, Dwajid, and Starboy 420.
Well, that was a very dangerous place to park the car. But yeah, I think it's quali over. So are they allowed to do whatever they want? Or I think we should still consider it a dangerous place to park the car, isn't it, Nirma?
I mean, it's qualifying as long as the car is parked on the side of the road. I would say it's the guy on the hot laps fault to crash into him, in my opinion, but I like controversy myself. So I'm going to say no, it's not dangerous.
Oh, I think we didn't notice that Masum got the pole in the end from
Oh,
Davish,
well,
and by over a tenth. So that was a really great lap from Masum. Yep, he gave it everything on this track. And I think if I'm not wrong, Ferrari and Audi are a decent, like a very good car on this track. So I think Mason would be really strong in the race, since we know like how consistent he is in the race trims.
I'm,
I
I'm
think
sorry to cut you off, but can we look at the Porsche? Uh, can we go on the NFS cam if possible and go on a Porsche?
so. It's like
Probably
14,
P7.
15 cars.
Okay, now go back to P14. P14. Yeah, there we go. Oh my god. Can we look around the car, please? Because I saw this car in the pit lane and it caught my eye instantly. There's no way you can miss this car.
Well,
Oh
that's
my
two
god.
great personalities with the like. It's just Casey, just Casey things in IRC. So
Oh yeah, completely Casey things in the IRC. I remember distinctively, he put mine and Streeter's photo on the rear of his car. So when cars try to pass him, so his justification was that if cars would try to pass him or be very close to his rear bumper, they would see my face and Streeter's face and just back off, and that would give him the position. So that was his defense. Though I gave him consent to use my photo, I did not expect it to be utilized that way. That was fun to know.
well, we all know like Casey is very used to do these things. So we cannot say anything on this, but yeah, it's very interesting for us and for our viewers as well. And we don't know what other drivers think about it. Does it make it easier for them or difficult for them while battling him? Let's see. We'll find it on track today. As we see,
Um,
it's like 2 minutes remain before it's lights. I would not say it's lights out or the drivers prepare for the rolling start.
Also, I just noticed that Sai Prithvi is the only McLaren on the track. What do you think the effect will this track have on the McLaren? Because from my driving experience in season three, the McLaren does not do very well with curbs or sausage curbs.
I am not sure, but in overall, like if we talk about the overall car, McLaren is a really decent car to drive, like in overall in the whole game. So I think
Oh yeah, that's true.
if Sai Prithvi keeps it consistent, he can still get away with like maybe if by chance is a mistake from the front too, he can still get the win. So let's see what happens. It's just a game of consistency. Who is more consistent throughout the race?
That is
And,
true. Also,
and
from season three, we know that Nasum and Davlish have a history of coming together. Those two boys are very aggressive when it comes to racing. Both of them have similar pace, I would say. Davlish being very aggressive on his wheel, whereas Masoom focuses on consistency, but he's an alien. I would say Davlish is an alien too. So Sai Prithvi might be rubbing his hands because it's a very narrow track, as you mentioned during the qualifying, and wheel-to-wheel racing is going to be difficult. But we got three amazing drivers up on front, so expect a very, very good race start.
yep. Let's see. As we see, it's only 24 seconds remain. And if I would like to go our viewers with the format, it's a 20-minute race followed by a 30-minute race for which the grid is set by the finishing position of this 20-minute race. So yep, it's gonna be interesting.
So basically, the Formula One sprint race, but executed in a very better, in a way better way.
Yep, it's like the different cars, the format is same. So these heavy, I think these cars should we consider, are these cars much more heavier than, as we see it's drivers prepare for the rolling start, are these cars much more heavier than the F1 cars? Do you know that?
I have no idea. Probably, in my opinion, the best person to ask this question would be Masoom
Oh, but
because he
he's
is a
driving right
very
now,
big cake.
so I think we should
Yes.
not disturb him. Let's just see what he does in the race.
I wish we could drag him into this VC and ask him while he's preparing for a rolling start.
As we see, one of our viewers says that McLaren dies on the curb. So I think, let's see. I mean, I don't know. I don't want to say anything right now. As we see, drivers are
As
almost approaching the start-finish line.
slow, steady, keeping it under the speed limit, or you get a drive-through penalty before you reach the start-finish line. Still going for a rolling start. Now we see the start-finish line almost going to be lights out in a few short seconds, very tense few short seconds, because you want to have the revs and you do not want to be falling down or getting bogged down the order. As we have no green lights yet. Now we have
Yep.
green flags. We are under racing conditions and we are go, 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 go. As we have Dolish having a beautiful start going on the outside of the next turn two and turn three, I believe. Dalish sticks to the outside,
Oh,
Nasum,
oh,
and they touch Martin, they touch the Dwajin. They Dwajin really bad, as I mentioned. And we have Mercedes getting T-boned by the Bentley, and the Bentley unfazed by that collision. The Bentley being 8 cylinders. Tunish.
well, I'm really scared right now. Did I just jinx Masoom with the way I said he's really consistent driver? Because it was just like a Hamilton Verstappen situation. It's just that the curve was the inside curve instead of the outside curve. So I really don't know what to say on that. But I
In
hope
my
it was
in my
not me
opinion, that's
who.
going to be a penalty on Masoom, but he did get pushed off by the curb, and he just I think overcorrected and touched or probably bumped into Davli Singh. But then
Well,
Sai Prithvi up a position though.
well, I think it would be a racing incident from the current perspective. But let's see. Meanwhile, I think we should focus on the remaining race as we see Davlis is leading from Sai Prithvi, who's just 4 tenths behind him, followed by Worship Panda already in P3. So, yep, all these three drivers right now in the top three podium spots.
As we
While
see Sai Prithvi going very aggressive on the right curb.
yep, he's just driving the opposite way of the McLaren. He's just like, okay, I don't care if the McLaren is very, very delicate through the curves. I will just push it like to the limit. While I think we have some technical issues right now, I think they are solved. So, yep, as we are back live. Okay, Masum is P15. I think it's very unfortunate for him after that great quali lap being P15 already after
Sai
the lap
Prithvi goes
one.
purple. Was fastest lap as of now, but now we might see some really, really quick laps because now you could consider this the proper first lap. As the running order as of now is W Singh, Sai Prithvi, Worship the Panda rounding up your top three, whereas the Kali P1, not so Masoom P14. My previous experience with Masoom from Brands Hatch season 3 is that he has the pace, and now he's going to be very aggressive and start taking risks, in my opinion. So I would
As
expect him to be back up into the top three in no time before the second race.
Yep, as we see, he just gained a place on Raja. So he was P15 a few moments ago. Now he's
I'm
P30.
sorry, but can we go on board on P10 with Jackster and Couple Ace because they're going wheel to wheel. Jackster and Couple Ace not giving an inch to each other. Beautiful racing. And oh no, Couple. He gets completely pit maneuvered by the Ferrari.
And that was, did he get Dwajin there? Because it was
He got
Dwajin
Dwajin by
Ferrari.
Matsu Maso again.
No, it was not Masum. I think it was Ferrari of Dwajin only. So yeah,
No, I think Iron Lynx was the car, and Iron Lynx. Oh, both are using Iron Lynx. Never mind, then I have no idea who it was. I take back my comments.
yep, that was Dwajin.
So Dwajin, couple. That's interesting. As we have the two Iron Lynx Ferraris going wheel to wheel. I mean, it's a said and done maneuver from Masoom. He didn't get the move done, so he's going to be playing it very safe because he knows he has the pace. But that
I,
was unfortunate for Couple because that was beautiful, and the Bentley of Jackster passing by, not giving an inch. That was beautiful racing until that incident happened.
yep, I think Masum would be looking to make the move on Starboy by the first corner. Let's see. Okay, he stays behind. Okay, I think he made the position. Yes, he's up to P10. So I think it's just 2 minutes. I think 2 3 minutes, and he's already gained 5 positions. So you were right. He's driving, very like aggressive and just going for it. He wants to get back onto the podium place.
I think I've already said this once, probably in season previously in this season when I was commentating that you could consider Masoom as the professor of IRC. He's very collected, but he's not calm at all. He's very aggressive, but he's collected and he's calculating his moves. So you could consider him as the professor of Indian racing community. Very helpful among others members. Even though if you're his competitor in the same racing league, ACC, I've seen Davlish and Masoom always having a good laugh, having a good banter, talking about races and strategies and car setup. So Masoom, I would say, one of the most helpful members of the community.
Yep. He's very good with the setups. He's like literally we see our ACC people just talking about setups every day, like how this would behave, how the car would behave with this. So yep, I like it's very very nice to see the determination of these drivers. But it's very unfortunate when you see them like a very unfortunate incident and just leads Masum back to P10. So yep, that's very unfortunate for him. But let's see how many places he can gain back. As you see, it's 14 and a half, like we can say 14 minutes, 30 seconds remain almost, and still top three positions. Oh, wait. If we see Davlis has already created a gap of 5 seconds on Sai Prithvi. So
Yep.
he is
Dovlish being
flying
an
right
absolute
now.
beast. Don't worry about it. That's Dovlish being an absolute beast of an esports driver.
Yep, he is literally flying right now. He's on league. But just see the shock. He's in P4. I think started quite far back if I'm not wrong, and he's already P4. So, yep, I think he's also in a great spot, in a great place because if someone in front makes the mistake, he is the first one to get the podium. What do you
Well,
think about that?
I mean, I think either one of the drivers in the top three is going to fall down on the podium because I have my money on Masoom for getting up on the podium by the end of this
But
race,
I,
possibly.
I think, I mean, it's like only 13 minutes, so the time is very less and the clock is ticking. So Masum is really fast, no two ways about it. But you also need that time, to gain back the positions. I think might be a podium or even a win in the next race. But let's see what happens this time.
I mean, yeah, fair enough. But I didn't say it by the end of this race.
Yep,
I would
I
expect him on the podium on the end of this race, but I would expect him to win the race while he goes very wide, not helping his case at all. Getting disturbed by the Ferrari who went wide after the chicane, and getting disturbed by the Bentley who also goes wide with him on the final two corners, which I always forget the name of. Let me just alt tab and see Rivazza. There we go.
yep. I think Masum would be looking to make the move through this corner, but I think he's quite far behind since we know the top speed of the Bentley in this game. So yep, Masum has to stay behind Jackster for a bit more. Let's see if he
I
can
don't
out.
know if you noticed it, but you
Oh,
see the two drivers in complete contrast. Jackster completely mounting on those curbs, where you see Masoom being a little conservative because the Bentley can absolutely eat the curbs for breakfast.
Well, that's true. Well, I think. Oh wait, I think Shock did fall back a few places. Okay, I think I should, just stop praising or something doing like about drivers because I'm just. I think I'm just jinxing them. Shock was P4 a few moments ago. Now he's P6. So
Well,
yep.
you can reverse engineer this. You can just start dehumanizing the drivers and then start doing better.
Well, I think that's not good for the stream at least.
But it's going to be good for the race.
So you mean we have to choose for one, either drivers or the stream, right?
A for.
Well,
You
well,
know me
well.
so well, Danish. You know me so well.
Yep, I do. But it's will it be a three wide to Revadza? Well, let's see. You know, Masum
Bentley
is
going for a
fine.
Ricardo move. Wheel to wheel pushes the Aston Martin and the Bentley goes wise as well. And Masum saying thank you very very much. I'm gonna go ahead.
Well, thanks for that. So that was like a Nico Hülkenberg move in Germany, Hockenheim, when the two drivers in front just got like almost we said they had a small incident. We just let Hülkenberg to get past them without any effort. So
You just said instead of Hawken, I mean you said Nico Hülkenberg. The thing that flashed in my mind was probably Brazil 2012 maybe when he
it
crashed into
might
Hamilton.
it might be a Brazil, but it was surely at Hockenheim. I think it was year 2018, if I'm not wrong.
Okay,
2018
then
or
never mind. Yeah, you're right. I'm going way. I'm going to V8s. I was not on the V6 hybrid.
yep. Well, neither do I. So we are
Yeah,
both not.
I completely changed the engine.
So we are both not sure about that.
Well, top tier commentators of IRC, both of us.
Yep, that's true. Our viewers can also leave the your thoughts on this.
I mean, they're gonna love us. They're gonna give us a lot of praise. I hope. Please,
Yep, yep.
donate money. I
Yeah.
mean, don't.
Donate money and you get a cookie for that. Oh, what?
Yes, donate money and I'll know your address and your security number and your CV.
Yep, we have really great people to do that work in IRC.
I'm not gonna comment on that. Yikes.
Exactly. We are on board with Jackster, who's sitting behind Not So Much, who is trying to
Mastoon has
fight
been
his way.
very fidgety. Wants to get that move done. Backs out at the last moment, the final corner at Watson.
One thing I'm seeing is Masum is literally getting stuck behind the Bentley. He passes one Bentley and there's another in front. He passes and there's another in front. So it's just
Don't worry, there's
endless.
going to be another one in front of 8 cylinders. With 8 cylinders is going to be the Perez of IRC. He's been defending beautifully this season. He's going to defend again from Masoom. Does he still
Oh,
hold it? No, he doesn't, but he does. Minalla. Okay, I might have questioned. Please. Oh my god.
that was very unfortunate. Bit like Masum involved in another incident at turn one. I don't know who was at the fault. It's up to the stewards to decide. But yeah, that's very
we,
unfortunate
we
for
didn't
the
get a
eight
good we
cylinders.
didn't get a good look from the commentary camera because from my view, eight cylinder was completely blocked from my view. So I think he just got too much on the curb, too aggressive on the throttle, and this
Well,
bludgeoned
well,
into the wall.
well, it looked like eight cylinder was trying to let Masum by without losing much time since there was a driver behind as well. And the thing was that he was not able to stop the car in time and just got like just touched a bit with Masum. So we are not sure. It might be the case, might be different. It's up to the stewards to decide after they get the POVs of the drivers. So, yep, the 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 one at the fault will surely get the penalty for getting at his way.
As we see the Ferrari main driver, worshipped Panda, with beautiful,
Well,
exquisite livery.
at least Nirma, Masum is P5, so I think he might be P4 by the end of the race. Do you think he can get the podium since he's 8 seconds behind the
I
guy in
mean,
P3?
Sai Prithvi is ahead of Panda, so if Sai Prithvi defends, it's gonna hold Panda back, and if Panda gets held back and Masum gets Manipuri before 5 minutes, which is that is if Manipuri has an incident. But what? Okay, Manipuri. Okay, there we go. Yeah, see, the racing gods have accepted my request, and now Masum is still P5, but Jackster is now 9 seconds. What is going on? Okay, he's 8 seconds, 9 seconds is ish behind Jackster. Now, but that's Masoom. What? Oh my good lord.
Well, I think it would be a bit difficult for Masum to get that pretty until unless, of course, driver in front makes a mistake since it's only 7 minutes remain and the gap is 10 seconds. So closing a gap on like in 7 seconds, a 10-second gap in 7 seconds. So he needs to be more than a second faster a lap if the driver in front doesn't make a mistake. And plus, since the driver in front are all pros, so I think it would be a bit difficult task. What do you think?
I mean, I would like to reiterate what I said again. Sai Prithvi is P2, Panda P3. Both of them, I think Panda might have the pace because corner exit acceleration of the Porsche is amazing. Panda might be getting bogged down with the start finish line. So if he gets held back by Sai Prithvi and Sai Prithvi makes mistakes and still holds Panda back, that might give Masoom the edge that he needs to get P3. But then as things stand, I would actually agree with you. Getting the podium by the end of this race is gonna be a tad bit difficult if that does not happen.
Yep, as we see Masoom and Jackster goes through Rewatza, the final corner of the track. Is it? It's the final corner, right? Yep. No, I
Yes, sir,
think
it
it's not.
is.
Nope.
It's a set of corners. It's two corners.
Yep, it's
Revatsa.
turn 18, 9. No, so it's like Rewatza is set of two corners, 17 and 18. And the
And
final
19 is
corner,
the final corner. Yeah, you're
it's the
right.
it's just before the start finish line of F1 format. So, yep.
You're right, actually.
Well, like as we can see right now, Masum is still behind Jaxa. I think the straight line speed of the Bentley is just preventing Masum from to overtake Jackster. What do you think about that? Since we know
What?
how narrow this track is and it's not easy to overtake the driver in this trickier part of the track, so it's the main straight which can help the drivers to overtake, and we know how fast Bentley is in the straight line. So I think it's making Masum's life difficult. What do you think about that?
Well, I don't know if you noticed, but Masoom has the fastest lap. But yes, Bentley is compromising Masoom, and it's, I would say, far out of reach to be on the podium by now for Masoom because Panda is no slouch either. So, yeah, podium gone for this race, but then next race is redemption for Masoom. Given, I repeat, given that he does not get Wajin in this race.
Yep. Well, that's true as well. As we see, it's 4 minutes 40 seconds remain, and top three are still the same right
Can we go
now.
to P9 and P10? I'm sorry. We have a three-way battle, all within 3 tenths. All are 3 tenths of each other. So, as we see, the top five are still consistent in the delta, but we have the midfield of the silvers, and
So,
silvers are always interesting to watch because they're very, very aggressive and push like animals. Whereas the
yep, and the pace difference is quite less as well. So it's like
as we
very very
see
close drivers.
as we see the Bentley of 8 cylinders who dwajined while he was battling with the same Iron Links driven car, but that time it was driven by Masoom. Now it's Starboy 420. Uh, Both corners taken it beautifully by both the drivers, but now 8 cylinders on the bumper of 420. 420 takes the inside line, forces 8 cylinders to take the outside line. 420 takes it beautifully, goes wide, opens the door for 8 cylinders, gets the move done, almost getting hit by the Aston Martin, but now gets squeezed and the Lexus is right on the outside. The Aston might want to go for a switchback and he does not, but then that is a clean, dusted move for 8 cylinders.
Yep, that was a really clean battle from the drivers as well. So still we can see it's like I would not say a DRS train, but it's a train of cars. Trying to, I think it's five to
Um,
six cars battling for the position right now. Like
can you
I think,
confirm what you're saying? Can you confirm what you're saying? Do you see the left indicator of the Lexus on?
well, not right now.
Yes, it is.
Yep, it's now.
I'm sorry, should not laugh. I'm so sorry.
Probably a different mapping than the other drivers.
That's mind games, right?
Turn left to go right.
You go turn
Well,
left and you go right, Suka Bliat. And the Aston Martin trying to go on the outside. This is going to be a switchback. Please be a switchback. Please be a switchback. No, it's not a switchback. Oh, I forgot it's not a hairpin. Never mind. I'm just embarrassing myself at this point.
It's 7 cars battling for the position. So I think it's from P9 to P15 or 16. No, I think
Till
it's
P14.
yep, it's to P14. These cars are just battling for the position, I guess.
Oh, ow! That was it!
Just,
Oh, no, you do
just
not want to do
couple,
that while being
just
on stream. That is something
yeah,
you do not want to do while you're on stream. Couple, we
just
got you
punted off
red-handed.
Starboy.
Yeah, that's not calling punted. That's calling Vagine Starboy 420.
Uh, well,
Yikes.
we don't see that quite often from Kapil since we know he's like a very clean driver, but sometimes it can get a bit messy, While driving, it's not, always easy to control your instincts. So, yep,
Yeah,
I
some
think,
really hard
yep.
driving going on in the midfield at the moment.
Well, when 4 to 5 cars are battling, then we can expect some mess there.
Yeah, indeed.
Yep,
Meanwhile,
as you see,
Shrock's holding nicely for the AM class P7. He got a really nice start. I was watching the live stream and he went up to
yep,
P4 after the
he's
first
running
lap
really
crashes.
high compared to other drivers of his class. So, yep, I think he's driving a really great race. What do you think, guys?
Yes, definitely he took full advantage of that, incident at turn 1 and 2,
Yep.
where around 3 4 drivers, sort of went
Vagine.
off track. Yeah, with Dwajin. And talking about Dwajin, he went to the pits and he has retired, I think, from this race.
So Dwajin has Dwajin himself from the race.
Yes.
So I think it's only 40 seconds remain. So I think after this, drivers might be starting their final lap. So yeah, let's see. I mean, so I think okay, I will not say anything about the top three. Let's just let the race get over, and then we'll talk about it.
I want to
Meanwhile,
say
Yeah,
something. I hope Davlesh finishes ahead of Sai Prithvi before the race ends.
well, wait. I can
he is
see
ahead.
the
No, you
guys
didn't
in
get it.
P4 and P5 have caught up to worship the panda.
Yep, they
Okay,
have.
that would be
Oh,
very
yeah.
close right now. I don't know what's gonna happen.
He's- I
Will
think there
Masum
will
take it
be.
or will they hold it? I'm not sure. Let's
He
see.
has been stuck behind the Bentley the entire time, so I think he's gonna hold it. He's not gonna get the move done anytime soon. Beautiful race from Jackster though. Having a driver of the caliber of Masoom behind your tail at all times and catching up to Panda, that's no easy task.
Let's see. Davlis rounds the final corner, turn 18 of the track, and he's going to win the first race of this weekend at Imola, the 20-minute race, and Davlish wins the first race at Imola.
Grazie
Great.
ragazzi, forza Lambo. Grande
Hey,
lavoro,
that's
grande
great
macchina.
race. That's great race. Meanwhile, Sai Prithvi comes from P2 with that McLaren. Well, we saw he gained one position, so that's a really great drive from him. With Worship the Panda P3 as he holds on Jackster and not so Masum in P5. Amazing drive from Masum.
Yeah, that white
There.
boy Bentley
Yep,
really held its own.
Jackster did amazing job to hold up Masum when you see like Masum is behind, sometimes you get a bit more nervous because he's a driver who makes very less mistake while
Yeah,
he's
but
pushing the driver
a
in
really
front.
good recovery drive from him after his lap 1 crash.
Yep, meanwhile we see Helium P6 shock crosses the line P7, 8 cylinders P8, P9, Atpul Guy P10, Rishabh P11, Nupuri P12, Starboy P13, Place P14. That was a very unfortunate incident for him.
And yeah, the three AM class driver coming in last.
Yep.
Casey,
While
Raja, and Aladdin.
Casey jumps, did Casey jump Raja in the like?
I think, yes, something happened.
Oh wait, while he goes on the grass, his suspension must be crying there. Well, I think it's over for the race one, guys. So, what are your
Oh
thoughts?
my
First,
god. Look at the chat.
That was
Aladdin.
before the race started.
Yeah.
so that's quite a famous word in IRC, right? I mean, you guys are quite familiar with it, so it's just for our viewers. Duajin is quite a famous word in IRC. So if you're battling someone and some incident happens, then instead call it you got Duajin there. Anyways, let's talk about this later. What are your thoughts about this race? First, let's start with Kaki. I think you recently joined us for the commentary box. So, yep. What are your
Yeah,
thoughts?
a nice race overall. We saw some really good battle. Not as clean as previous races we have had, But definitely the Leash sort of has his redemption after what happened last weekend. Crashing out at just 3 4 corners, having an incident and just losing out 3 4 corners before winning the race. So yeah, he has his redemption moment. He will definitely be looking to get to win race 2 as well. And Masoom also has a point to prove after his crash.
Yep, you be like,
Yeah, would love to get a better start off the line and get past that wide Bentley.
Yep, that's for sure. Agreed with that. So, what about you, Nirma? I mean, what do you think? I think I know what you think, but let's just hear it from you.
I think that my Chinese that I'm eating is very, very delicious.
Well, why are you not eating Italian since we are commentating on an Italian race?
Yes.
You could have told me that when I was ordering food on Zomato, dude. That was a good idea.
Yeah. Well, now it's ordered, so we cannot change it.
Touch my spaghetti.
Well, that's Nirma for you guys.
Like I said, I'm the most devoted person in this community. The reason we have so many members is because I'm part of it. That's why.
Yep, I think we all can agree on that. It's Nirma for you guys. Nirma, Saj Nirma, IRC.
Do you know what my Steam name is?
No,
Well,
let's keep that.
like
Let's
to
keep that
comment
out of the YouTube stream.
because it's we all know how that name is, and it just keeps on changing next moment. So we should just hold it on. We should not discuss about it. Because we'll say something. Let's say we remember one of the names, and then we see it's a different name right now. So
I usually get DMs when it's a name. Like within 2 days I get a DM. Nirma, is this you? I'm like, yes.
yep, you confuse the other drivers. Like, who is this in my friend? I don't even know this guy. Then
I remember joining. I remember being a reserve driver for one of the F1 races, and I got the green light from the admins to join the race. But since I was not officially a full-time driver, so I could join at any name, and I decided to run with Nami Coco plans. Halfway to the race, the commentators realized it was me, and they made it a point to call me by Nirma and not Nami Coco pants, so that they can make a point that it's not going to be tolerated. What made it even more funnier was that they would fumble before saying Nirma. So they would say Mammy, but then they'd fumble and just be like, oh, it's Nirma. We're going for a move. That just made it even more worth it. But that was a fun race. Masoom being involved in it. Masoom and Kapil, both of these drivers, involved in a lot of incidents. Davnish might not report them, I would say, because he was not bad. I mean, it would not hamper his performance and his race.
I mean, it's not about the race. I think it would be for the championship if he does so, because he would like to create as big gap as possible compared to his rivals. So I think he might.
I would say that would be the point if it was a team race, because I remember in F1, since we have teammates, me and my teammate at that time, Sharala, would debate if making this report would help us in the championship or if it would not help us in the championship. So since this is an individual championship, I don't think it's going to matter much. But I would assume that the would want to win it fair and square on the track. Just like how Mercedes said it in their verdicts.
Yeah, so just rewatching the stream, rewinding the stream, it feels like Davlish, break fell at a decent time. He wanted to go around the outside on Masoom, and he brake fair enough. No issues about that. Just that Masoom cars just got spat out because of that curb and hit him on the side, and then he spun himself. So I doubt it's gonna be. Yeah, it's a racing incident. There was enough room for Masoom on the inside as well. Don't think there's gonna be any fingers pointing going on at any time. Has to be like an early opinion about it. Of course, we'll get a different view when we go to the onboards.
Well, we can always.
Guys, that was Karan Chandau. I mean Kake. That was Karan Chandau. I mean Kake with
two sex
highlights. Yeah.
I mean, also, well, we can, if you would like me to relate, we can expect a lot of controversy coming out from Stewart's room. What do you think? Are we gonna see any controversy on these two drivers? Friends, it's
All
are
I'm
pretty
imagining
good.
right now is Hamilton rushing to the stewards room will be the same as Davlish rushing to the stewards voice chat.
We
This
already
incident
have
over there.
a few people, going off in our Discord server regarding what happened and what didn't.
Oh
But
really?
anyways, we are, the second race service live, and we will be underway in roughly 4 to 5 minutes.
Let's see. It would be a 30-minute race now. So, what are your top three predictions? I mean, just like you can, just guess some
Masoom
random.
P1.
Well, yeah, I think it has to be the usual guys. The
Well, I
Vish,
think
Sai
Masoom has a
Prithvi,
lot of
Masoom.
fans today. It appears Masoom has a lot of fans who are, just wanting him to be P1 in the end. Yep, let's see. Masoom would be really trying to, get that P1 spot back. So, yep, it's just a matter of minutes when you see race underway. So, I mean, like, uh, what do you think about this track? I mean, it's a very decent track. Okay, we don't have your views till now. So, what do you think about this track
I
on this game,
mean,
racing
yeah, I
GT3
haven't,
cars?
I haven't had much practice on this, track time on this circuit as of now, so that's why I wasn't racing today. But whatever few laps I did, I spent around an hour or two on this track, and boy, I hated it. One reason because the McLaren doesn't like the curves. It just, I mean, of course, I didn't work too much on my setup, but still, the McLaren, bro, I think it just can't take the curves like these Botley can, and it just spits you out. You have to take the conservative line across all these chicanes where you can gain so much time if you know the curves, and of course, Prithvi is an exception. He's showing me what to do. So I guess I'll just watch the replays and take a leaf out of his book.
Yep, there's always a lot to learn in life. And you just said boat league. I think you should let our viewers know what exactly boat league is because
So of course, Botley is like the Bentley's, fondly known as the Botley because of course it just glides over everything. It's a boat.
so it's a difficult car to drive and win, I guess.
It's a fairly easy car. I mean, you can eat the curbs for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. But
Oh,
Also,
I
yeah,
thought
this is not a prediction from a viewer, or I should say a race driver from the stream. What are you doing watching the stream, Gaurav? You're in P4, P3. Sorry, that was a beautiful defense from you. And he says, Panda P1. Well, I hope you do. I hope you close a 12-second gap to Please Singh, because if you do, then well, you deserve the P1.
yep. We would like to select. We want every driver to be P1, but it's not possible. So, yep, we cannot do anything with that. It's just it's just up to their like.
That's life. That's
Yep,
life,
that's
basically.
life. That's life. Not everyone can be P1, and not everyone can be P last. So, yep.
I know one guy who can be P last. Vajay, because he left the race.
Did he though?
Yeah, he left the
he
race. He left the
retired.
race
Yeah,
four
he
laps
retired
to go.
race.
Oh, did he 4 laps to go? 4 laps.
I think
in this race.
I think when I joined in, he was after that he was in the pits, and I joined in, and there were roughly 5 minutes left, 5 to 6 minutes.
So basically,
Yeah,
4
four
laps for
laps.
the race
Yeah,
ends.
more or less 4 laps. Yeah.
As we still wait for the race to get underway, I think it would be in very a minute or two, I guess.
Yeah, about a minute, and we should be live.
Okay, since we have a minute, I want to ask you guys a question. Should I put soup? Yeah, should I put ketchup in my soup? Because I got a ketchup for some reason to put in the soup.
Well,
If
one
you
thing is
do
for
that, I'll just disconnect you from the commentaries.
well,
Why
well,
did I paid
one,
170 rupees. I'm going to use all of the 170 rupees.
well, one thing is for sure, Nirma gonna make a lot of viewers hungry after leaving. So they might be like, okay, we also want to eat something. The stream just made us a bit more hungry with the Chinese. We want to eat Chinese.
If someone mentions ketchup in their soup, I think I'll lose my appetite.
Why
Wait,
though?
So yeah, let's just cut that topic, and yeah, we are back in our race server. And
I
I think
think
we,
our streamer lost the
uh,
connection to the server. I
yes,
think
there
he
might
might have to
be,
rejoin.
yeah, he'll need to rejoin.
Yep.
So yeah, as we sort out these server glitches,
Small glitches, I would say. I
small
think they are
glitches,
much
yeah.
better. They are much better compared to F1 games.
I was waiting for that. I was waiting for that,
Yes.
Ram. There we go. There we go.
I
The
mean,
must-win
it's
F1
better
race
than
seasons right
the
here.
real F1 as well. We saw lots of
No, no, no,
glitches
no,
from the
no, no,
FIA.
no. I would say the real F1 was actually better than this year's F1 game.
I,
He could not have taught in a better season
I,
for
I,
F1.
I,
That's
I
true.
I think there will be a lot of controversy even in our
I
commentary
mean,
box.
yeah, okay, let's put it this way. F1 season 2021 was good for entertainment.
Definitely.
The last race specifically was good for entertainment, but not good for the sport. Is what happened.
True, true. But I guess every cloud has its silver lining. We'll get proper rules, there will be no sort of gray area regarding
Yeah.
how the safety
And the way
car
the Mercedes are
further
dealing
works.
with it is actually very, very commendable because they are showing
Yes,
that they would not tolerate this. And that's right from their point because people will be like, oh, Mercedes being salty. I was supporting Max the
true.
entire time, but now I would say that Mercedes are in the right, protest what happened. I would say they're doing the right thing to show that they're not going to tolerate it and the community will not tolerate this kind of pattern.
I
I would
mean,
actually support Mercedes on this.
I would like to keep it neutral since it's like you always improve and learn after you make a mistake because without mistakes you cannot learn, right? So everything has their flaws, and at the start only nothing can be perfect. So as the mistakes come out, those things will get improved, and maybe they will reach. I would not. It's not possible to reach perfection, but yes, they will try to reach close to perfection with everything, with every like applied to the race, or maybe whether it's keywords, whether it's the rules of the race, or whatever it is. So, yeah, I think I would like to keep it neutral.
I would like controversy.
Well, I have no answer for that. Do you have any, Kake?
no, no, no access, no comments.
You guys are throwing me under the bus. I'm gonna get a DM from the admins really soon. So yeah, hello guys, this is Gurprathan reporting for the last time ever on stream and on Discord server.
Viewers, we are just restarting the server and we should be back for race 2. We are checking, as Mr.
We are
Pritesh Chaudhary
checking,
mentions,
slow button on,
in
slow
our
button on.
Discord server. Yep.
So, guys,
Yes.
just give us some life insights till the race starts.
Yeah, what insights I can give is definitely about how the championship stands at the moment. So we are, I think, from now let me just recheck. So yeah, we are on round 5, and after this we have 5 more rounds to go. So we are right bang in the middle of the season for Imola. And right now, the overall standings, if I would talk about it, Not So Masoom on 408 points and Sai Prithvi on 407 points. So just 1 point separating them for the overall championship. And Sai Prithvi finished P2 in race 1. Masoom finished P5, so that's Prithvi taking the lead. The results, of course, will be updated after the race 2. And Davlish Singh currently holds the 3rd position with 368 points, so a 40 point gap almost to Masoom. But of course, that can be covered in those endurance rounds where we have lots of point on offers. And Paul Ricard is going to be our next endurance race after 2 weeks gap on 7th of January next year. So, yeah, we are rooting for some sponsorship. So if we catch a break, we will of course let you guys know. And
Yep.
regarding the silver championship, I think it's Kapilis leading the silver class with 247 points. And for the AM class, currently I'm in the lead. And because Shock finished P7, I think overall, he will be overtaking me for sure. KC is also really close by. KC, since of course, for just 4 AM drivers, so of course 3 will be getting those podium points. So I am gonna fall off this pole position Need to get back to racing soon.
Wait, is Virgin really not there in the list?
I think he should be. He isn't it?
Oh
What are the
my
agents is
god!
Casey?
What a throw!
As
Oh my god! Can we please disable the chat, streamer? There might be a few words said that we would not like to see from this point on. I would assume, if I know my, ACC vibes right. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, there we go. Beautiful,
So yeah, we'll
beautiful.
just sort of go one by one. Who is starting where? We have Davleesh Singh P1, followed by the McLaren of Sai Prithvi P2, and then we have Panda who finished a decent P3, I would say. And then we have Jackster in the Botley, which Masoom found really difficult to overtake in race one. So Masoom, of course, then starts P5. Then we have the first of our silver drivers. That would be Helium. And then Shrock with a really nice result for himself, finishing P7 and being, just of course, he's the top in the AM class, but he's just sort of one position shy of the pro drivers. So great result for him. Then we have 8 cylinders in the Botley, starting P8 for race 2, followed by Noob in the only Lexus on the grid. And I think he and SD are the only two guys on Lexus for this season. So yeah, a nice result for him as well. UT Cool Guy started ahead. I think he started just behind Panda P8, I think, and he was one of the casualties of lap one crash, and that's why he finished P10, the Beamer, and then we have Rishabh followed by Manupuri, who is I think Tegas one if I'm not wrong. So there might be a name change involved. And then we have Starboy, the Iron Lynx Ferrari, and then Kapilis down to P14. He had a really nice qualifying, I would say, but of course, those track invalidations didn't help him, and he started P13, I believe. And then, of course, he had lots of dodging moments in the race. So he's P14. Then we have Casey with the livery we have talked enough about, I would say, P15. And Raja P16, followed by Aladdin in P17. That's a grid. Don't see Dwajan at the moment. I guess he is facing some technical difficulties.
Basically, Dojin got Dojin.
Yes, by his internet, I would say.
I'm gonna put a ketchup on that.
Well, nothing can stop Nirma. Nothing can stop Nirma. He'll do what he likes.
Yes.
Wait, I can see a one car already in pit. I don't know what's the reason. I think he
Raj,
didn't ready up in time.
I think Raja forgot to press drive and
That
he
was a
got
big
stuck on
issue
the
during the
pits.
start of the season. I think during season 2 and season 3 at the start, there was a big issue. The drivers were briefed very well to remind them to, start up the cars and not go to the pit. But I think one driver did not heat well to it. But now we're going on a rolling start again. Panda trying to heat up his tires, braking, accelerating, while we have Tavish being very calm and collected as contrasted to Sai Prithvi and Panda. Now everyone slows down to be under the speed limit. I assume it's going to be 60 to
70.
80, 70.
Yeah,
There we
70
go. Thank you so
kilometers per
much.
hour.
Thank you so much. 70 kilometers per hour. Before we reach the start finish lane, in the last race, that did not end well for Masoom as he was sticking to the inside line, turn 2, and ended up spinning out due to the curb. Is that the same thing that's going to happen to Panda? See if he gets good enough start, but I think he's going to get bogged down as the race starts. As we are green flag and we are under racing conditions, probably not yet. I'm sorry for having you excited.
Yeah, it's the line. It's ahead for
Yeah.
GT3s.
Oh,
Yeah,
So,
so
to
we
be honest,
are
the green
green
light
now.
right now.
now we are green and we are go, go, go in racing conditions as we have Prithvi trying to close down the door to Panda, but now Dhavni is closing the door to Prithvi. Prithvi has to fall back. He almost gets hit by the Bentley in P4, but he gets hit by the Bentley in
Oh,
P4.
Masum,
yeah, that's the McLaren of Prithvi, I believe, who got spun
Masum
around
again
Masoom
got
as
caught.
well, and that's 8 cylinders, I believe, in the Bentley.
As we have
Oof,
another
and
incident that's very,
that's
very
Rishabh.
bad.
That's Rishabh going off track straight into the wall. And oof, the start. I think they had a really clean entrance into turn one. All three, the Leash, Worship, the Panda, and
Yep, it's
Cyprity.
just
But
that
then,
As we have one driver just leaving the scene, I think,
yes, we
maybe
already
down to
have a
16.
retirement.
I mean, that was fair. I mean, that was very, very horrible. That's way worse than what happened in the previous race. Wow.
Well, I think it was the incident. I think there was just a slight tap from Jackster to Saipriti, which made his car lose
Yeah.
the rear, and
So
unfortunately,
basically,
Masum got involved in that again, and same corner, which
yep.
he got caught up in the incident in the first race. So I think it's not the day for Masum. I think.
Yeah, and then UT Cool Guy also got spun around once again, I think. Who is the white BMW? I think that's UT Cool Guy, or that's someone else.
I think
I think
Cutie
that
Pulga
was
is the
Noob.
The
only.
Yeah,
Beamer
I
is
think
the
that
only.
was the
Yeah, that's the
Lexus.
only.
That was the Lexus of Noob who got spun around. So
Oh.
yeah, as Tanish mentioned, Jackster sort of stabbed Prithvi, which made him lose his car.
Can we go to the
And
replay and you can talk us through with the on-road target?
yeah,
Yeah, if we can go
sure.
to the replay and see what happened because that was very horrible.
Yeah, so like I'm rewinding the stream we have. Basically, Jackster just slightly tabbed Prithvi going into turn 2, and that spun Prithvi's car, and he collected Masoom as a result of that. And then its cylinders following close by also got involved in that. And then Noob got pit maneuvered by the BMW of UT Cool Guy. Those were the 3-4 major cars involved there. And once again, Shrock coming back live with Shrock, who has made the most of the lap one crashes, and he's once again up to P4.
Yep,
Just
I
like
think
race.
it's time. It's eight cylinders as well. I think he was quite far behind after that unfortunate incident in the previous race, but now he's running P3. So I think
Yeah,
he's another driver who did a really great amount of
You have to go
position.
on board with Masoom because he's 6,000 per second behind Rishabh.
yeah, probably going side to side. No, I think he's already
He's already passed.
gone ahead.
Oh, he's no, he's
Yeah,
very
he's already
close.
ahead.
He's already ahead by 1 second. Thank you so much, ACC, for having that delayed update. But then we saw Jackster. He's really, really close behind Rishabh.
So Helium has returned to the server. I think he was the one who retired, and he's back
Okay.
into the server.
I'm not
Cypress is
sure.
very aggressive on the left curb. Helium is in the pits.
I would like to
Yeah,
ask, did Helium also got involved in the turn one incident?
I think that was the Bentley which I mistook for 8 cylinders. I think it must have been Helium because
No,
of
wait.
course 8 cylinders P3.
But
Oh, that's who's that? Who's that? Car
that's
number.
couple.
That's Kapeles. Oh, and we see Rishabh losing once again. He's again gone into the wall. Don't know if there was any contact involved right there, but that must have been lots of damage for him. And we had someone watching Squid Game. Was that you, Nirma?
Well, I think Nirma can really relate to it.
Yeah,
Am I right, Nirma?
I think he's on a call, so that's why I think we must have heard
Yep.
his ringtone. But yeah, there is. This is Squid Game. You will die if you don't, tread carefully.
Well, that's true. That's true. I think so. Eight cylinders is running in P3. The leading is it the silver class, right? The leading class driver.
Yep, yep.
So I think if he just keeps it consistent, I think he can get a podium today. What do you think?
Shrock has fallen down to P7. After pressing in, he has lost 3 positions.
I think it's very difficult, to commentate today since if we are praising the drivers or saying something about them, it's just not happening the way we want to.
Yeah, it's bound to happen that they lose it somewhere. The commentators curse.
Yep, we cannot say it like you're driving very bad, you're doing this. It's not like that.
Yeah, so as expected, Rishabh is also in the pits. So I believe lots of front damage for his car. I don't know if he will, resume. But yeah, as we see Masoom trying to make a move on Shrock, going into the second last corner or third last, if you consider that king before that, and he's I don't know, that Shrock just sort of breaking late, going wide.
Yep, I think he messed up his braking
Yeah,
point, so which gave Masum a lot easier move to move up to P8, and now he's behind another Ferrari. I think
Yeah.
it's
Ooh, that was a really damaged Mercedes of Rishabh.
yep.
It would be
It would be
great.
like driving
Yeah.
blind with that, raised up bonnet.
Yeah. It would be great if he comes back. The track Kapilis is also in the pits, so I think he has damage as well. And that's Masoom going into turn 3, the Variante Tamburelio. Sorry if
Did,
I butchered the pronunciation, but yeah.
did well, I'm confused. Did Starva just allow Masoom to
Yeah,
get past?
seemed so.
It's this team games going on
I mean, there are no teams for ACC, but I think he's like, he definitely knows Masoom is faster than him, so he's like, let him go. The
so
other
yep.
people in my class behind. So
Well,
yeah, I think.
well, that's true as well. As you see, I think Sai Prithvi is and Jax. Wait,
Yeah, that's Sai Prithvi, Casey, and Jackster.
so okay, it's not. There's a slight delay in update. I think
Yeah. That timetable has a slight delay in it.
because as we see, one of Sai Prithvi's rival Jax has
They're
already gotten past Casey,
fulfilling.
and wait, did
And
Sai Prithvi
yeah,
go
he
for the move
dives
for that
inside.
chicane?
And Casey misses the chicane. That's a Hamiltonist move. But Sai Prithvi gets the move done, I would say.
Well, no way two cars can go there side by side. So one
That's
has to
true.
yield, one has to yield.
Yep, and it's Casey who yields, and it's Sai Prithvi who gets the position on him. And now his task is gonna be to get past the white boy Bentley of Jackster, who was great at defending. But of course, Jackster has a task on his hand as well to, overtake the guys in front of him.
Yep.
Masoom also on the charge, putting in the fastest lap of the race.
Well, I think I think the most unfortunate drive I would say is Masum. I think after getting like he was in a really great shape for the second race as well.
Yeah,
It's
that's
just not
Jackster
his
going
day.
side by side against Shock. Shock backs out of the chicane, and that's Jackster with another move done. Moves up to P8 now. And Sai Prithvi is also really close behind Shrock now.
Well, it
Kapil
looks like
has a
Starboy is
stop and go 30. Huh.
well, it looks like Starboy is taking it really conservative while battling other drivers. Since you know how much carnage was already there in lap one,
Yeah,
so
true.
it's like his first goal is to finish the race, then think about points or how many positions he has gained.
Yep,
So
true. And I think Kapil has also retired from the session.
yep, he does. So it's 15 drivers remain with
Yeah,
21 minutes 40 seconds to go almost. With Masum with the current fastest lap of the race sitting in P6.
yeah,
And
people abusing the track limits there with Jackster and Shrock both.
yep, well, the game allows. Yep, at least like until unless it's a warning, you can do it. You have
Yeah,
you have three warnings, so
yeah, true. That's true. But you don't want to be getting them, you know, fairly early. And I think Prithvi can get them done in T to T2 because T1 being this slight kink to the right. So I think he can get the move done if he wants to dive down the inside. He is thinking about it, and he does dive inside and he gets the move done. Shrock has to sort of yield, and that's Prithvi making up another position. Shrock is down to P10 after getting, let's say, a brilliant start when he was up to P4. So yeah, the faster guys, he's just had, way too many fast guys behind him.
yep, as we see Masum gain one more position. He overtakes Manupuri to gain P5 and he's sitting behind. I think he's 4 seconds behind UT Cook guy. So I don't. I mean, Masum really deserves it, but I think Flanders, if he keeps it consistent, I am really hoping for him to get the podium today. I don't know why.
Yeah, I mean UT Kulga is gonna put up a tough competition for Masum as well. I fully believe in that, but he is putting 8 cylinders under pressure at the moment. Just I think it's the gap is less than 1 second for sure. That timetable isn't reflecting it yet. I fully think that gap is less than 1 second, and that Beamer is really good on the brakes. You can really brake late with it. It's nice in the corners. It's the straights where it loses out a bit. But so yeah, that start finish chicane, start finish straight is where its cylinders would be hoping to get a better exit, better traction out of the last corner and keep that position.
Well, let's talk something a bit more off topic. So, which car is the most good-looking car according to you in this game?
Huh, interesting
I mean,
question.
I allow you two cars to choose from. Like
Alright,
two, you
so
can tell
car
about two
wise, or you
cars.
are talking about the specific liveries considering what we have on our grid? So just the cars or the livery of
No,
our driver?
only the cars. Only the
Only the
cars.
cars. I
Yep.
would say the Porsche. That's a great car. I mean, of course, who doesn't like Porsche? And me being a McLaren driver, I'd say McLaren. But of course, I think this Beamer, apart from that really ugly looking front grille, I would have definitely voted for that Beamer to be, that top two cars. But that grille is just a massive turn off.
Well, I think even the livery. So if they allow, if some of the drivers run custom liveries or they are new, no like new liveries for this car, I think it would look much more, much more better compared to this one.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Yep. As we see, Masoom is still. I think he's still. Yep. He's so. I think he gained 1 second almost, 1.5 second guy in front. So he
Yeah,
got 18 minutes. So eight cylinders would be really on his toes right now.
yeah. Cyprus is also really close to Starboy. I
Yep.
mean, yeah, let's see if Starboy yields this, and he's already ahead. Never mind.
Okay.
He's
As they go to
already,
penultimate corner.
yeah, he has already pulled the move, and he's ahead of Starboy as well now.
Yep. And
Yeah,
as
my time it
17
is.
minutes 40 seconds remain, we have one of the greatest commentators, should I say, Nirma,
Did I
back
miss
on the
something?
and he's back on the stream, guys. So, hi,
and,
Nirma.
and
Hi!
that's the Lexus of who? Noob. Yeah, that's Noob on Shrock. Ooh, really
That was
close
some
right
clean
there.
battle.
Yeah,
Well, it at
looks
least
like
ended the
he,
want to, so it
yeah.
didn't end up in a crash. So that's really good from these drivers.
Thanks.
I don't know why Noob was flashing. Maybe Shrock overtook him off track. Maybe that's why. But
Or
of
maybe he's
course,
just trying to distract the driver in front. What do you
yeah,
think?
that would be a penalty for sure if you try to do
Are
that.
they not allowed to do that? I think
No,
they
no. At
are.
least in the real life, they aren't. Unless you have blue flags, you aren't allowed to flash.
Well, I thought it's allowed, so that would be a really great move to, distract the drivers in front. Especially if they have their, like, virtual cameras on. So,
Yeah, yeah. Just blind them, flashbang.
yep, as they go
It looks
downhill.
like we have just two close battles. UT Kulga on 8 cylinders, and then this battle. Sorry, of course we are on UT Kulga and 8 cylinders, and of course the second battle being Nuban Shrock. So yeah, let's see how UT Cool Guy plans his move on 8 cylinders. Both drivers fighting for the win for the silver class. The Singh meanwhile has put on the fastest lap of the race.
So the Singh is in his own league again. So his
Yeah,
second race,
true.
and Panda is in P2, 8 cylinders P3, UT Cool Guy P4, Matsumasum only a second behind UT Cool
Yeah,
Guy. So
Masoom taking full advantage of the
eight
battle between
cylinders
UT and
and
8
UT
cylinders.
Cool Guy both
Yeah,
in danger, I think.
yeah, Masoom will definitely want to kill two birds with one stone.
Yep, that's true. That's true. See, I think it's okay. I think we didn't see, but one more driver retires because it's only 14 drivers that remain.
Yes, I think Helium Rishabh has retired, I believe. Yeah, the
And
Mercedes of Rishabh.
Shock did fall from P4.
Yes, a noob has overtaken Shrock. So that's our four AM class drivers stacked up together. They would be
Yep,
fighting amongst themselves to get the victory.
yep, and it's like two pairs of both silver and
Yeah,
pro class drivers with one alone driver in both classes.
yeah, true.
So it's Masum and Manupuri alone. Well, others are paired, we can say. As we go to the penultimate corner, I think we are on board with Cool guy, who I think he's trying to get that move done on eighth cylinder, since he knows Masoom is just there.
Yeah, he had a really good exit out of the last corner for sure, but then again, the beamer speed is something not to be proud of. But he plans to go around the outside on turn two. He they are going side by side onto the chicane and UT Cool Guy. Oh, there's a slight bit of tapping. Oof, and that pushes UT Cool Guy. Wait,
And then
no,
there's
no, no, no.
no, they have
Not,
crashed
not like
Martin.
this.
Martin, they have
Not
touched.
like this. They have touched, yes, indeed.
They have done a Bottas and Russell over there, Martin.
Well,
Yeah,
it
just
was going really good. I mean, I don't know what
so
happened.
yeah, 8 cylinders. Let's UT Cool Guy
Yeah,
go
that's good.
because
That's good.
yeah,
Fair
that's decent.
sportsmanship.
But yeah, Masoom, as I mentioned earlier, got two birds with one stone, and he didn't have to do anything. Yeah, he
Yep,
got it on a platter.
and he's back in podium places and will be
Imagine
back
if imagine
afterwards.
if Master also gives that position back, like he just backs off to let us pass. Like
And
hello.
it was really, it's a really tricky corner to go side by side because you want to be on the limit to get that nice exit before that small straight we have. But anyways, I think it's Rinders let UT Cool Guy pass himself because he believed he was at fault there. But yeah, ooh, as he jumps over the curb,
Easy driving a
that's
McLaren. I'm
extra.
confused.
No, Cyber 3 is in the McLaren.
So because he's just driving like he's not driving a McLaren on this track. He's just mounting the curbs.
Yes, he is. I mean, I think I'm the bad apple right here among the McLaren drivers.
No, no, it's not like that. Everything like I think everyone is learning here, right? So it's just that
That's true.
one has learned a bit more and one is just behind. They are all on the same path. Yep, you'll reach there sometime.
Yes, would
Inshallah.
love to.
Yes, as he's just behind Jackster. So it's battle of pros here, we should say.
So yeah, as the current standings go, we have the three pro drivers, Tablish, Varshit Panda and Masoom on P1, 2 and 3 respectively, followed by Utik Cool Guy and its Cylinders who guys had some great battle in the last lap. And then we have again two pro drivers, Jackson and Cycle 3, who definitely want to get ahead of the silver class drivers with just 11.5 minutes to go for the race.
So as we see, like it's almost it's evening. I think it's okay. It's 9:23 p.m. It's showing.
Yeah,
Well,
that's the end game time. Yeah.
well, it doesn't look like that to be honest.
Yeah,
But
it's of course European side, so we have quite some late sunsets and depends what. Oof, if I took that curve like Cypress did, I would have died. I think setup really matters for the McLaren because
I
the
think
default aggressive you die.
I think he's quite aggressive with his steering. So
Yeah,
maybe you hold your steering wheel a bit firm while he
can
holds
we
it a
can we
step.
go on board? Can we go on board? Yeah, let's see what he does.
Yep, I think Nirma, would you like
I think
to?
he would. Yeah, he would fancy a move.
And we see
On board.
Cyprus been going for a planned move on. Jackster takes the outside line. Sorry,
Yeah,
the
the
right
outside
side of
line.
the track. There we go. The
Yeah,
outside line for the
it's the
next
outside
track.
line technically for the next guy. He's already ahead of
They
Jackster.
go through the Russell and Bottas corner. They do not touch, unlike Russell and Bottas. Russell going for that Mercedes seat, literally. But now the McLaren has passed the Bentley or the Bentley per se, and that's a beautifully move, beautifully well done. P6 for Cyprus, P7 for Jackster.
Yeah, you can see how that Bentley eats that curve while Savitri had to avoid it. And Jackster is really getting, that low RPM torque on this Bentley really helps you out of the slow corner exits. But I think Prithvi has the move 10 and out. Jackster will have a chance to dive anywhere. He goes a bit late on the brakes and that's why he's right at that corner.
And it's 10 minutes remain in the race, and I think
Ooh, Prithvi breaks really late and loses his car. And
That,
Jackson
that,
once again is in
that's a very scary corner too.
the. Oof.
Oof, okay, he's going for
Oh,
it. He's going for it. Will he make? Okay,
yeah,
he
he makes
made
it.
the move stick. I
Yeah,
was not expecting
Prithvi
Beautiful.
that.
backed out a beautiful, yeah, indeed, beautiful by Jackster taking the position back.
Yep, and the way Cyprus lost his, like, I think he braked a bit late there. It's a really, difficult corner and very scary corner because even a slightest mistake can, cause like a big mess up there.
Yeah, I think he didn't want to risk any more crashes, so he just sort of
You can,
backed out.
yep, you can lose a big chunk of time through that corner, so you might be,
Yeah, true.
very cautious there. Okay, he takes this corner in third gear, gets on the power, fourth gear. Okay, no, he still stays in third. I think McLaren likes to rev a lot.
Yeah, it's really high around 7,500 RPM, I think. And it revs really high compared to
Yep.
other cars.
Meanwhile, as we see in span of five, okay,
Oh, he takes a lot of curve on the inside, which just follows his car, and that's why he goes way too shallow. He tried to go way too shallow in, trying to get a better exit, but that curve didn't help him.
yeah. So Masoom is for now. If we see top three, Masoom is 4.5 seconds behind Worship the Panda, and it was like in span of 5 minutes he gained around like 2.5 seconds on the driver in front. So what do you think, guys? And it's almost 8 minutes remain. Can he get Worship the Panda this time? Because last time it was
Yeah,
a Bentley stopping him from doing that, but this time it's nothing between him.
yeah.
So
I think Panda should hold him back once again. I think he's just sort of going a bit easy because he didn't have any pressure on him. He was sort of having a lonely race. But I think he'll push now with just 7.5 spare seconds to go.
well, we would really like to see a battle for sure, but let's see
Yeah.
if Panda can maybe even match the pace or may pull off from not Masum. So yeah, let's see because I think Masum's car might be having some slight damages because of that crash in turn one. I think there might be some damage for sure.
Yeah, there will be some damage.
So yeah, I mean, let's see.
But yeah, I think Sky Prithvi versus Jaxia was the closest battle we had on track. I think it's still the closest.
For now, I think it's yep. Only these two drivers are separated by less than a second. While I feel looks quite spread up. I mean, there's a big train of cars. I would say going through. I don't know which corner is that, but they're still not very close. It's like a second or two
Yeah,
gap there. So it's only Sai Prithvi and Jackson who are really really close to each other. And in this situation, it's very easy to mistakes and as we see, like it looked like Cyprus is quite frustrated from his race because unfortunately he got caught up in the incident with Jackster only, and he's now trying to chase him. So yep, let's see. I mean, I don't know. Can he get the move on Jackster in that Bentley with that top speed? I think it might be slight difficult. Okay, the penultimate corner. Okay, yeah, it looks like how fast Bentley is on this straight, even with that slipstream. Okay, no, wait.
that's the second chance for Sai Prithvi now. He got the move done last time 2 laps ago. And he. Oh! Jackson breaks really late.
He might have
And
overshot the
he.
corner. Oh, he
Oh,
still
he
has it.
manages
No,
to
that was
stick in.
beautiful defending, but now he has to back off with his left
Yeah, I
hander.
think he sort of left the track to get that move and he then lets Sai go.
But I think he really did. Jackster also did great to man, like to save it from an incident because he just braked and allowed Cypress to let by because he was not in a position to properly like quickly continue the race with full gas. So he had to allow Cypress to pass. It might have been a crash. What do you think?
Yeah, I think he would have made the corner anyways. I don't think so. They would when crash, but it's just that
In my
he
opinion,
thought
he
he
braked a little
overtaken.
too late and little
Yeah, yeah,
too late.
he definitely braked a little too late,
But
and
then if you
that's
would have
why.
braked a little bit earlier, I think he would have defended it beautifully and still
Yeah,
stay on
yeah,
track.
true. Let's see
Probably
if
5-10
he
meters.
wants to get back like he did last time around.
Okay, as I see the gap between Masum and Panda, it's
Oof, down to
1.8 and
1.8.
it's 4 minutes remain. So that
Oh,
would
okay.
really go down to the wire. That would really go down to the wire.
So,
Okay,
yeah.
Jackster got a drive through.
Uh-huh, track penalties. I think that's why, because I think he must have got a warning right there when he cut that corner, so he backed off. He thought, I mean, not a warning, he thought better of it, and because I believe he would have been on 3 penalties already, so he thought to back off and not get another penalty. I believe he has got another penalty somewhere, and that's the thing.
And now Sai Prithvi would be charging on 8 cylinders and he will be trying to hold up his P5 with that. I think the front of the Bentley would have been damaged by that crash. Well, was that the light flickering of that Bentley?
Yeah, that's a bit sort of a ACC thing. The
Well,
light flickers.
that's quite realistic if you get the damage in front, like flickers.
Yeah, true. So Saibati is rapidly gaining on its cylinders. And Masum has gone past Panda. What? When did that happen?
Did
We missed that.
Panda make a mistake there? I think we should really watch the
Yeah,
replay for it.
he's 4 seconds off Masum almost. So yeah, I think there definitely was a mistake involved somewhere. Because I don't think Masum has, sort of ran away this quickly. So yeah, there must have been a incident involving Panda. I hope
Yep,
he's not short on fuel and he's running on low engine map or something.
it can be the fuel, as you said, it can be one possible reason. Yep, Panda made the mistake. I think on the exit of first corner, it
And we
looks like.
have a yellow flag car number 97. Noob has lost it somewhere. That's Sai Prithvi and its cylinders battling it out with 2 minutes to go on the clock, rounding off to start finish straight. And McLaren really has a straight line speed here and he gets moved on even before the chicane. Covers its cylinders off. And yeah, that's the move done by Sai Prithvi. Gets up to P5 now.
Well, it looked like it was a mistake from Panda itself on the exit of. I think it's for after the on the exit of first chicane. I don't know
Yeah,
if it's a chicane or the left hander after chicane.
yeah,
So yep,
yeah.
I think he made some error there, and which led him lose a position to Northamasum since he was right behind him. I think it was only a second and a half. So
Yeah, true.
yep, and now Masum sits in P2, and I think top three is sorted for now.
Yeah, UT Cool Guy is almost 6 seconds away from Worship the Panda with, I think. The next lap should be the last lap, and as the leash thing is crossing the start finish line. So I believe this should be the last lap of the race.
Well, yep, I think it would be since I think it's 1 minute around 45 seconds
Yeah, yeah,
per
yeah.
lap.
1 minute, yeah, 1 minute 45 race pace laps for the average runners, I would say. The
So
pros
it's
can
like,
definitely push 43s, but yeah, should be the last lap.
yep. So it's just that no mistakes now, just get the car home. Well, I think that, I mean, we can say that was a quite eventful race, don't you think?
Yeah,
With
I
that,
mean, the
all that.
first 20 minutes were really. And can we go onward Jackster for the moment he's behind Aladdin?
Oh
Yeah,
my
as
god.
we see the
Oh
two
my god.
Bentleys battling it out. And he, yeah, pushes Aladdin away and gets the move done. Easy.
Okay, so he made the move at the penultimate corner while approaching the straight. So basically,
Yeah.
he tried to unsettle Aladdin on the exit, so he doesn't get a very good exit there.
Yes, I think we have just three drivers remaining.
Well, as we see,
Uh,
he goes to turn 17. The leasing goes to turn 17 to turn 18, the penultimate corner of the track, and now approaches the turn 19, the final corner. And again, after race one, goes on to win the race number two of IRC. So it's
yes.
perfect race for him with the fastest lap as well, although there's no point for it.
I think he has the Grand Slam. He had the fastest lap in race one as well, right? Or it's Sai Prithvi?
Well, we have to check for it, but it's a really
Yeah,
great stroke from the
yeah. I mean, yeah, it's a clean sweep, you can say. Winning both
Yep,
the races by a comfortable margin. Easy. Absolutely
yep,
easy
yep.
for him. Asum gets P2. Another decent sort of recovery drive from him.
Slight
Once
flashing
again,
from Panda
yeah,
till
Panda
he
finishes
finished P3 on
P3.
the podium.
UT Cool Guy with a really nice result.
Oh,
P4
that
for him. Sai Prithvi finishes P5 after he had to fight his way back from the bottom. It's Cylinders finishes P6, followed by Manipuri P7. Then we have Starboy in the Ferrari P8. And then we have Noob in the Lexus going P9. Shrock, the he had, he started P4. He got to P4 in first lap once again. But yeah, he will finish P10, I think. Someone retired midway. So yeah, that's P10 for Shrock, followed by Casey. And then comes across Jaxter and Aladdin for P12 and 13. So yeah, overall,
I
really
think I
nice
think we can
race we
blame
had.
Casey. I think we can blame Casey for it because don't be careful in return one.
Yeah, I don't know if what the podium for the AM class gonna be because only three drivers survived, I would say, out of the four. So yeah, we'll try to rope in as many people as we can. So yeah, let's just tag everyone, bring them in. Let's start with we have Davlish, we have Panda. Let's bring in Masoom as well. So the com guys out.
There's just a small thing that feels missing. I could have had the pole. I messed up my last two corners.
Yes, we will
Yeah.
definitely get back to you.
Hey, I
We'll
was
just sort
talking
of.
in the ACC voice.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
okay. Got it.
That's cool.
Sorry.
So, anyways, congrats, Navleesh. Sort of a redemption race for you after what happened last week. You get
Yeah,
both
yeah.
the victories.
Thanks.
So, did you get the fastest lap in lap one as well? Sorry, race one as well.
No, I wasn't really pushing in the first race.
Okay, so you just missed out on the Grand Slam,
Yeah,
I would say.
yeah,
But anyways, a great result for you. How was your experience? The race two was sort of lonely for you. You were
yeah.
comfortably ahead. What about race one?
So race one, I got a much better start than Masoom, and we were sort of going side by side into T1. But I don't know what happened with him. He just came into me and we spun around. Yeah, and
Yeah,
then it was pretty lonely from there on. So has been the same since that point till the end of the second race.
yeah, true. Race two again, you had a really dominant start, and once that happened, you just sped away from the rest of the field.
Yeah,
And we have Masoom who finished P5 in race one and P2 in the second race. Masoom, a great comeback or recovery drive, you can say, in race one as well as race two.
Hello. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
So race one, I think I got a bit underestimated how much the curve would bounce me, and I just like flung over. But it was a good recovery drive. And maybe a few incidents here and there, but otherwise fine. Race two, I think Jackster like clipped Prithvi, and I think like I was basically between a hard place and a
yeah, it was
hell.
basically
Yeah,
a sort of,
I couldn't go anywhere. But
yeah, yeah,
it was a good drive at the end, like recovering from basically lost to P2. So
yeah, true. You had sort of, I'd say, a decent scene behind 8 cylinders and UT Cool Guy when they were battling, which gave you two free positions when they
Yeah,
collided.
that was actually quite strange because all of a sudden both of them like went to the right. I thought they would
Yeah,
like bounce back onto the track as I was passing them.
yeah, true, true. And what about the overtake on Panda? We sort of missed that. But...
He spun actually.
Ah, okay. So we
Uh,
have Panda as well in the VC. Panda, what happened? Which corner did you spin on?
Race one was really nice for me. I had a epic start, dodged everyone, went to P3. I was battling with Sai for a while in the first half and the latter half of the race one. But I bottled it in the, I think, second last lap or something in race one and somehow managed to get P3. I think it was Masum behind me in the race one. No, Jackster, I guess.
Yeah, Jackster, yeah.
Race two, same thing. I had a really great start. Got P2. I was actually planning on how to defend against Masum because Masum was almost a second faster than me per lap. So all that thinking distracted me a little, and I missed my braking marker into turn one and just took the curve a little bit too much.
Ah, okay, yeah, we were just wondering how you're gonna plan the defense because Jackster, of course, was defending really well in the race one from Masoom. So we're just wondering if we
If
can
I have to
see.
defend the last 2 laps, I'll give it everything and defend and keep the position. And I'm
I
not
was actually
wanted, but happy nevertheless.
I was looking into the mirrors from P1 and I just saw Panda coming in so fast. I was scared he was going to take P1 if he had like 20 meters more.
I had a brilliant start.
Yeah, awesome start.
Yeah, so we also have 8 cylinders with us who finished second in the silver class. 8 cylinders. What's up, man? That race two incident with UT Cool Guy. You had a really nice battle with him for sure.
Until that incident, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, there was potential podium possibilities there. That incident cost me 10 seconds, I guess, on track, and that allowed Sai Prithvi and Jackster back into the mix as well. So really annoying. Actually, that contact could have been definitely avoidable. I guess I haven't looked at the replay yet, but I'm not going to point fingers at anyone just yet. But yeah, I mean, first race was annoying as well because I had a lag spike right as Masum came alongside and I died. So I had to do a comeback drive and then again race two. I think I got pretty lucky at the start. I just cut turn one. Oh, I shouldn't say that. I didn't cut turn one, and then I totally gained all those positions on track. But yes, yeah, it's a good race. I practiced for this one, so yeah, car felt good. Apart from the incident, which was unfortunate.
Yeah, that was a really nice battle, but of course, I think Masoom would be the one who benefited the most from it. But anyways, a nice result overall. He finished P2, and we have our AM P2 as well, the AM class P2 Casey. What's up, man? That of course we have enough discussion about your livery. So what about the race?
Pretty sad race. I don't know what to say.
I mean, we
And
had just 4 AM class drivers with one retiring, so that's the default podium for the
yeah,
remaining 3.
I mean, lucky that way, but very sad race because I had no pace. First race, I managed to get up to P8 because everybody punted each other off. Now somehow I got
Yeah.
found the gap, but then I messed up myself and went back to P14 something. So sad race. Then second race, no pace. I tried to fight Shrog, but managed to mess that up as well. So I don't know if I should be happy for podium or sad for my pace.
Because you should be happy for the podium we had last week, that's for sure.
Oh yeah, last week was really good. Hopefully next week I can do better.
Yeah. So I guess that's it from our podium interviews. We don't have anyone else with us at the moment. So that would be it. And yeah, do join us for our next race, the endurance round at Paul Ricard, which would be after 3 weeks. We are going on a Christmas and a New Year vacation. So join us on 7th of January next year as we go on Paul Ricard for our 90 minutes endurance round. Any other words, Saj, Nirma, or Tanish?
Well, I guess that's for it today. It was quite a eventful 2 races that we saw today. So Yep, nothing from me. I already enjoyed a lot. Anything from you, Nima? I think you were enjoying your food a lot more than the race.
You
Yeah,
know, I
that's true.
actually finished my food while you were doing the interview, so I was just quiet the entire time. So I was actually enjoying my food in the final few minutes.
Yep, so you were eating your food faster than the drivers were driving their car, right?
I was eating
Yeah.
my food more quickly than they were killing each other.
So
He was
yeah,
enjoying that killing, you know?
yeah,
And
true.
like I said, I want myself some. I like myself some controversy.
He
So
was
yeah,
enjoying that dodging. I don't know what I'm saying, but yes.
he was loving the Dvajan moments.
I
So
was not
basically,
loving dodging. I
I
was not
think
judging dodging.
I think we should, instead of our, we usually put out videos on YouTube channel about top 5 moments of like F1
Top
races
five dodging
probably.
moments.
So top 5 dodging moments of IRC from the whole weekend. That's a nice idea. From
Yeah,
the whole
true.
weekend, comprising from every race, top 5 dodging moments. I
Yeah, so
think
I
that's a,
guess
yep,
in the top gear style, I would say on that terrible disappointment for Dwajin, that's it from our stream today. See you.
yep,
See you also. Yeah, do not forget to join us for our final showdown for PC F1 tiers, all of the tiers 2020, 2021, all the tiers. So yeah, we have the final rounds coming up tomorrow and day after tomorrow, and the whole the 3 championships are on the line. So do join us and see you later. Bye bye.
yep.
Inshallah, boys played well.
Yes, inshallah, boys played well.
Good night, guys.
Good night.
Did you end the stream? Will